It's possible to claim a belief while every daily choice reflects a different reality. Online forums often define a Christian atheist as someone who rejects the supernatural, viewing Jesus as a helpful philosopher and a humanitarian while denying his divinity. The subtitle of this text highlights a hidden behavior: believing in God, but living as if he doesn't exist. These believers claim faith, but their day-to-day decisions remain secular. Their bank accounts, their stress over the future, and their relationship boundaries look identical to those with no faith at all. When the secular and spiritual are this indistinguishable, the root is usually a misunderstanding of what a creator actually wants from a follower. The friction starts with a single expectation: the belief that God's ultimate goal is for you to be happy. This theology of happiness reduces an ancient, demanding faith to a transactional bargain. Under this logic, believers view God like a cosmic Coke machine. You provide the human input, dropping in coins of good behavior like going to church or saying prayers. In return, you hit the button and wait for the machine to dispense your selection. When faith operates this way, God is no longer a sovereign master we exist to serve. He is a machine that exists to serve us. Assuming a creator prioritizes your happiness creates a dangerous logical loop. Whatever makes you happy must be right, and whatever makes you unhappy must be wrong. It's like a 3-year-old on an adult-sized zipline. The wind in their hair feels thrilling, but that immediate joy blinds them to the catastrophic danger at the end of the line. Adults use this same logic to justify breaking marriage vows, crossing ethical lines at work, or obsessing over destructive media. This theology also creates the assumption that discomfort, delay, or suffering cannot be part of God's will. When avoiding discomfort is the goal, believers end up worshiping the idols of late-night consumerism, buying artificial comfort to numb away any inconvenience. Pursuing happiness above all else blinds people to spiritual risks. It traps them in a cycle of temporary thrills that provide no real fulfillment. Eventually, a real storm hits: terminal sickness, a sudden layoff, or a shattered marriage. This is when the transactional logic breaks down. You put in the dollar of good behavior, but the machine refuses to dispense the happiness you felt you were owed. The believer then reaches a tragic conclusion: God didn't make me happy, therefore God failed. At this point, millions of people walk away from faith. They lost faith in the sanitized, self-serving version of a God they built. The real God remained, but he wasn't the one they had been worshiping. If the creator of the universe doesn't want you to blindly pursue happiness, what is the actual objective? The biblical priority is holiness. This ancient concept, makarios, translates to being supremely blessed, a state that transcends temporary happiness. God isn't anti-happiness, but worldly happiness is tied to temporary, unpredictable happenings. Imagine pulling a fish out of the ocean and placing it on the sand. If you give that fish $1 million, a comfortable beach chair, and a cold drink, does it suddenly become satisfied? No. The fish remains miserable because it was never designed for the beach. It was designed for the water. Humans will never find fulfillment in cars, money, or curated circumstances because we were not designed for this world. The Christian atheist cures their hypocrisy by abandoning the transactional pursuit of worldly happiness. By pursuing God as the goal, they find peace and joy that sustains them, even when the storm hits.